If you have a crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, this is not meaningless. It is a psychological symbol, a message from the unconscious. The blueprint of your inner self is written in the lines of your hand. And today, we begin to decode what your deeper psyche has been trying to express all along. Across time and culture, symbols like these have been viewed as reflections of something beyond the conscious mind. From ancient traditions to modern analytical psychology, markings on the body have been considered mirrors of the soul or, in Jung's words, gateways to the self. If you carry both the crescent moon and the letter M etched into your hand, this may not make you special in the egoic sense, but it does make you called. Called to become more than what society expects of you. Called to individuate. These markings are not just physical. They are the symbolic language of your unconscious, beckoning you toward purpose, insight, and transformation. Whether you've been aware of them or just now noticed, this may be your moment of realization. The start of your journey toward inner wholeness. You've looked at your palm and wondered, is this a sign? That subtle crescent beneath your fingers, the sharp M weaving through your lines. It lingered in your mind longer than you expected. And when you tried to share it, you were probably met with skepticism or laughter. But something within you refused to dismiss it. No, you're not imagining it. You're not irrational. You're not lost. You're listening. These markings are not random. The crescent moon is an ancient symbol, but in Jungian terms, it speaks of the feminine unconscious intuition, receptivity, emotion, mystery. It points to anima, the soul image, the unseen aspect of the psyche that draws you inward. It does not appear to all. Its presence may mean that you are attuned to what others deny. Emotions beneath the surface, energies unspoken, truths hidden. You walk into rooms and feel the mood before words are spoken. You dream of things that later echo in reality. You've always sensed you're connected to something deeper. Something within you, and yet greater than you. And the letter M? In this context, it stands for messenger but not a prophet in the religious sense. Rather, a mediator between the conscious and unconscious realms. A person whose life is shaped by encounters with inner truth. A transformer of shadow into meaning. Those with this symbol may carry a deeper sense of discernment. An intuitive compass. And a psychological calling even if they haven't yet understood it. This is not mysticism. This is psyche in motion. You're operating on a frequency that modern life tries to suppress. That's why you felt out of place. Why the trivial doesn't satisfy you. You weren't being rejected. You were being nudged toward awakening. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a function of individuation. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to become whole. And once you understand this, everything begins to shift. There's a quiet voice within you. Not loud. Not demanding. Just a subtle pull, a knowing. Jung would call this the voice of the self. The totality of who you are and could become. It doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in symbols, patterns, and synchronicities. And if the moon is marked on your palm, that voice may be louder than most. Not because you're broken, but because you're attuned. Your inner compass is functional and vital. If you carry the crescent moon on your palm, there's a part of you that craves silence. Not because you're fragile, but because your psyche processes reality through reflection, not reaction. Carl Jung taught that the soul speaks in symbols, not noise. And silence is the space where these symbols begin to surface. In a world obsessed with noise, speed, and constant validation, your need for stillness may seem strange to others, even threatening. But what they see as withdrawal is actually your return to the inner world, where real transformation begins. You're not running away. You're returning inward, to where the psyche reorganizes itself. When you spend time alone, you're not isolating. You're engaging with what Jung called the personal and collective unconscious, the deeper field from which true insight arises. The outer world demands performance, but your inner world demands presence. And you know that when you ignore your need for stillness, your whole system suffers. Because people like you feel deeply. You carry emotional impressions, symbolic meanings, subtle energies. You don't just hear, you absorb. You don't just observe, you internalize. That's not a flaw. It's an orientation toward depth. But with that gift comes responsibility. Without time alone, the psyche becomes overloaded. Jung called this the danger of identifying with the persona. When you lose touch with your true self because of society's masks, you must return to silence, not to escape the world, but to remember who you are beyond it. In solitude, the unconscious speaks. And in those quiet moments, you hear whispers of guidance, truth, and direction. That gut feeling, that flash of insight, that dream that won't leave you alone, they are not random. They are the language of the self, asking you to align your outer life with your inner truth. You are not passive. You are precise. You don't rush into things. You wait until they feel right. You don't speak just to be heard. You speak when there is meaning to transmit. You are learning to act from authenticity, not approval. And in doing so, you're realigning with your inner authority. The part of you that isn't swayed by trends or pressure, but grounded in something timeless. So the next time you feel the urge to unplug, step back, or simply breathe, don't fight it. That's not weakness. It's wisdom. It's the voice of your unconscious inviting you back into balance. Silence is not emptiness. It is the vessel in which your next step becomes clear. Not through logic, but through alignment. You don't need to explain this to anyone. You simply need to trust it. Let others chase. You are here to integrate. Let others shout. You are here to embody. Because some people are builders. Others are messengers. You are a mirror. You reflect what the world has forgotten, the sacred truth inside us all. It was placed in you for a reason. To help you navigate a world full of projections and false selves. To help you remember what the ego forgets. You are more than your name, your job, or your story. You are becoming. In Jungian psychology, the moon is linked to the unconscious. Not as a danger, but as a source of renewal. A portal into the forgotten. A symbol of dreams, archetypes, and shadow. You may feel shifts before they happen. You may sense truth before it's spoken. You may turn away from something you can't explain. Not because you're irrational, but because your inner world is giving you a message. That is not paranoia. That is alignment. Your soul remembers something your mind has not yet processed. But here's the challenge. Our culture does not reward inner listening. It teaches us to ignore the unconscious, to fear it, to repress it. It tells us, be rational. Be productive. Don't feel too much. But how many times have you silenced your gut only to regret it later? That crescent moon is your reminder. Your instincts are not a liability. They are sacred tools. A connection to the wisdom beneath thought. When you stop treating your intuition as coincidence and start treating it as communication, your life begins to align. You stop seeking answers outside yourself and start recognizing that your psyche has always known the way. This is not fantasy. It is inner truth surfacing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this.